So after driving 3 hours, probably 3.5 hours, and spending around between $400 to $500 to go see a girl that I actually had a lot of hope for, that I thought was going to be potentially a good option to maybe be with, I found out about 2 hours before I left that she would not be coming here, where I'm at right now, which I completely covered, and try to find a point between us where we can meet that would work for both of us. But yet for the third time in a row, 3 weekends in a row, can you believe it? 3 weekends in a row, flaked yet again. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I feel a few different ways about it, but there's a lot of important lessons you can pull from people that I'm pulling from and relearning again. Sometimes you have to relearn lessons for the 5th, 6th, 2nd, 10th time, but sometimes it hits a little stronger than normal, which is kind of happening on this little trip here. So, to give some backstory, I was talking to this girl. I was referenced to her from a close friend of mine, and after talking to her quite a lot on the phone, meeting her in person, at an event with that friend, and I mean staying up sometimes till 4 in the morning talking to her, laughing, making jokes, having tons of fun. Like, I really, after all this time, thought she could potentially be a good option for maybe a girlfriend. Maybe not yet, but maybe in a bit. And, you know, the first time she flaked out, she said she was sick. And I had a sense that she was nervous, and that's perfectly okay. It's okay for people to be nervous. It's okay for people to not be sure of themselves always right away. That's fine. The second time, she also said she was sick. Which, 2 times in 2 weeks, the chances of that are pretty much 0. And I figured that this time, even after talking with her, getting her to, you know, she actually brought up coming up to this place this weekend. She brought it up, and I said, great, let's do it. But I'm like, are you sure you want to get together? I know the last 2 weeks didn't work out. She goes, yes, for sure. I will not back out. And again this week, it's just me and the dog. Because even when people flake on you, even when people do things that upset you, that make you sad, that make you angry, that make you pissed off, that make you react in some way or another, you don't have to decide that is what that means. You don't have to decide, I'm going to feel how this action should make me feel. In life, especially as a man, but in life in general, you get to decide how you react to everything that happens to you. You get to decide what you do with that reaction and how you interpret it. You entirely get to decide everything that happens. A great example of this is I could have just sat at home and been sad or depressed or been upset or went to the bar and went to try to find another woman or contacted a different woman I know, or there's so many different things I could have done that ran through my head naturally. And I decided, well, I spent this money. I love my dog who's over there. I wish she would come over here, but she's tired. She had a long drive. She's tired. And I decided I was going to bring her and still enjoy myself. Because people can do all types of things. You can have all types of reasons to be upset and mad and angry at people or yourself, you name it. But you can decide, you actually yourself get to decide what you feel. I can go, you know what, I'm not going to think of it like that. I'm choosing to think of this situation in a light that only makes my life better, that only makes me happier, and that's not going to be a detriment to me. So I chose to drive down here 3 hours with my dog and to discover a new town, to talk to some people at the bar, get some really good food, and spend some time just me and the dog with a little me and the dog retreat of sorts. Spend time with myself. Spend time meeting new people. And I'm happy I made this decision. 1, because I get to make this video, but 2, because so many times in life things happen to us and we play the victim card. We play the this happened, so I've decided I get to act this way or be this way. When in reality, it's always a choice. You always get to choose how you interpret everything that happens to you, or everything that happens in general. You can decide if it is even happening to you. So I decided I'm going to just come down here, enjoy myself, have an amazing time, and be happy. And I want you to do that in your life. I want you to choose to be happy, even when things happen that piss you off, make you depressed, make you sad, make you want to cry, make you want to tear your hair out, make you want to do any of these things. Because why else? What other option do you have? Sit, sulk, and be a little baby? Like, are you a little bitch? No. You're a man or you're a woman that is strong and decides, you know what? Just because things happen to me in life doesn't mean I get to sulk, doesn't mean I get to be depressed about it. And that's okay to temporarily be like that. But people often adopt permanent mentalities around things that happen to them in their life. Some things lesser, some things more. Some things are terrible, some things are minuscule. People range in how they decide past events or events of any kind dictate how they act and what they do. I'm here to tell you the only successful, incredible, freeing way to operate your life is in a way where you get to interpret and decide what different things that happen to you in your life mean to you. And where you get to decide, from what you decide they mean to you, how you are going to react, what you are going to do. Life does not happen to us. It happens around us, and we entirely get to decide how we interpret it and what we do about it. And when you realize that and decide that's how you're going to approach nearly every aspect of your life becomes a lot more happier, a lot more joyful, a lot more you name it. And that's one of the reasons why, in general, I am a happier person than most people. Because I decide every moment of my life, or I try to as much as I can, that I'm going to interpret nearly everything I can into a plus, into a positive, into something that's going to make me feel or be better as a person. Because I know that the other option of that, not choosing to do this, brings people through hell. Makes people do incredibly horrible things to themselves, to others. And a lot more comes from just reacting to life. Your job is not to react. Your job is to watch, experience, think, pause, think again, and decide yourself how you are going to react, what you are going to do, and how you are going to feel. Yes, you actually get to decide how you feel about things. Most people go, well, this happened to me, so I have to put on a guard. I have to do you name it. No, you get to decide at any moment what you want to do and how you want to do it. And that is freeing. Now, another lesson you can take from me getting stood up, which is very uncommon actually. I've only been stood up, quote unquote, maybe 3 times in my life, maximum 4. And I've been on probably, let's say, I'm just guessing, like 100 to like 150 dates, something like that. Maybe it's less, but it's probably around 100 mark, maybe more. And this doesn't happen often. This does not mean that all women are bad. This does not mean that all people are bad. This does not mean it's going to happen again. This does not mean anything even about her. I'm not even thinking about that very much. You know, I'm going to tell her that I no longer would like to talk to her because you need to set boundaries and keep your boundaries. When someone breaks your boundaries with no respect, no care, and they're thinking about themselves, you have to decide what you're going to do from there. And I've decided this is a person who I do not see to be continually able to try to be with another person successfully. So I'm going to distance myself and decide to wait and be the right person for someone else, which is the healthy response, which is what you should be making the vast majority of the time in your life. But it's very difficult because life is difficult. And yeah, I just want to experience life in a way that makes me feel happy and good, and that helps me by me being happy and good and feeling good, helps me affect other people and change their lives for the better. Because I'm like this, because I am who I am. There's not much better that you can do other than go, you know what? Damn, I got stood up. Oh well, I'm going to go enjoy myself anyways. I'm going to have a great time, spend time with myself, spend time with my dog, I'm going to have some reflecting time on my decisions, on why I probably, after the second time, should have really, really made a stiff boundary and, approach that situation different. Maybe some reasons why I shouldn't have talked to her in the first place. Maybe, I can also even consider, maybe this third time is okay that it happened. This is okay that this happened. Try one more time, which is probably the worst decision to make, but at least still be open and think about all of your options. And then out of the options you have before you in choosing what to do in your life, choose the one that feels the best and that you know is right. When I say feels the best, it's one that is the option you should take. What you should do, like what you really, in your heart and your soul you should do, you probably should take action on. So, if you're out there and you're venomous about anything that's happened to you, don't be. Forgive, forget, love people. Decide you're going to have a happy and amazing life regardless of what other people do or how they act or any of these things. Am I upset about it? Sure. I can be upset about it and still decide to enjoy myself and have a good time and do something else. Your life is entirely 99% of the time in your control. And I decide to exercise that control as often as I can because I love life, and you should too. So, quick video, just thought I'd speak about something that kind of happened that's a little bit different than normal.